under his leadership, this administration, this Justice Department is acting on that belief. I want to make sure folks understand that the work that we're talking about today is not finished today. We're continuing to review every regulation, especially those from the previous administration, and we'll keep putting forward additional proposals as that review continues. For example, ATF is studying right now to determine which rifles are generally recognized as particularly suitable for sporting purposes. That's going to be an ongoing effort over the next several months, and we're going to see that through. But, okay, so let's get what we're here to do. I'm going to close by saying that, and I hope folks in this room know that this is absolutely true. Rob is exactly the right person to lead ATF at this moment. First, he owns more guns than I think pretty much anyone I know. He's one heck of a shot. I've seen him at the range. I've shot with him at the range. He's a lot better than me. But more importantly, he understands this work inside and out. He understands the mission, and he understands the importance of getting it right. So welcome, please, to the microphone, the newly confirmed director of the ATF, Rob Cicada.
Hey. Hopefully he can take back some of the
Good afternoon. Thank you again to President Trump,
that is
the acting
the
Attorney
ATF
General, and DOJ for
during
their
when
leadership and
Biden
partnership.
had it in his
Today's a great day for ATF, DOJ, and a
power.
great day for lawful gun owners and federal firearms licensees, and a great day for all of America. While I'm proud to be one to represent ATF today, this moment is not about me or any one individual. Credit for today goes to the entirety of DOJ and ATF teams, their regulatory teams, legal teams, administrative and operational staff. It is because of their collective efforts over the last year that a day like today came together with 34 new proposals. Let me put that number into perspective. I've been with ATF for over 20 years. I've never seen a regulatory package of this scale. In fact, we are going to be signing just about as many rules as have been proposed during my entire 20 years with this agency. It was an immense amount of work, and I believe it's moving the agency in the right direction. Again, my sincere thanks go to ATF and our DOJ teams for putting this package together. How did we get here? At the outset of this administration, we committed to that promise being kept. Over the last year, we undertook a serious, sustained review looking at court decisions, license feedback, statutory text. We reviewed our forms and our requirements. We spoke with stakeholders, we worked closely with the DOJ leadership team, and we identified those regulations that needed reform. In my time with ATF, I've seen how regulation creep can come in like a fog, creating vague and shifting tests and subjective interpretations that lead to inconsistent enforcement practices and ultimately an erosion of public trust. Today we are clearing the fog, restoring clarity, consistency, and predictability for all Americans. In today's package, you will see 34 clear, common-sense regulations that rescind, modernize, or clarify language within the National Firearms Act, the Gun Control Act, and more. We are proposing to remove unnecessary hurdles that were standing in the way of law-abiding citizens and
He's actually gonna do
We
it.
are proposing to restore clarity
Clear
and predictability in
fucking
our standards.
guidelines.
We are beginning responsive to court
bullshit.
orders that our constituents needed for clear,
And
decisive
not only just the
instruction,
vague
so action can
bullshit,
be taken to
but
rescind what didn't work.
the attack
As a personal
on
remark, I'd be remiss if I didn't add here
specific
that we did and
components.
always will take public safety into account
So
when creating
fucking
proposals.
stupid.
I've been a law enforcement officer for over 34 years, and I believe me when I
Fuck.
tell you that I take public safety seriously.
shitty
I would never let the
ATF
public
of the
be
past.
at risk based on the regulations that we're
That
proposing
shit
today.
needed to be burnt to
ATF
the
remains the
ground.
greatest friend to state and local law enforcement officers, and we believe that these rules will not negatively impact public safety. With that, here are some key highlights. The stabilizing brace rule, which came into effect in 2023, that rule formally we are proposing to rescind. There are courts in multiple jurisdictions which we found violated the APA. They were enjoined or vacated across the country. We believe that the common sense approach to align regulatory text with those judicial determinations rather than keeping them on the books as regulations would have already been thrown out. Engage in the business, which came into effect in 2024. We are also formally proposing to rescind the engage in the business rule. We believe that the responsible regulatory governance requires adjusting the course when evidence shows a rule has not worked as intended. The ATF has found the changes to the definition of who was engaged in business have now produced the outcomes needed to justify keeping the rule. As you'll see, today's proposed rule retains definition of the engage in the business as specifically revised and codified by Congress. No more, no less. We are also formally proposing
Yeah, and the ATF is
modernizing
not
our
a
forms.
regulatory
One
body.
proposal is to update the Form 4473 to ensure it keeps pace with
So
modern
the fact
business
that they were
practices,
trying to make them like
authorizing
a
the use of
separate
electronic
entity to fucking like
functions like auto-population
the
of fields and
DOJ,
allowing
right?
people to
Right,
attach
a
digital files as
DOJ like
attachments.
entity
We also make
that
minor
has the
technical
power to make
revisions shorten the
policies
form,
and shit. That's
thereby
crazy.
reducing the administrative
That's
burden on
fucking
both
wild.
the FFLs and transferees. Another proposal related to the forms is to allow FFLs to generate and store its records, including its A&D books, records, and all 4473s using an electronic record-keeping system. This codifies a practice that the industry has used through a variance for years and has been demonstrated to work very well. We also believe it supports law enforcement by allowing FFLs to more easily respond to legitimate law enforcement trace requests when asked. In our next steps, there are many more proposals in the package that will follow this rule package. Some of them are simple language clarifications, others are much more comprehensive. I believe we will talk about them in broad strokes when we sign, but considering how many there are, we simply don't have time to go through them in detail now. Our plan is to hold over the next few weeks some stakeholder briefings, which we will meet with you in smaller, more focused groups and dive deep into the regulations that will affect each of you the most. I will do my best to be at each of these meetings, but today, more importantly, here with me today is Chief Counsel Robert Leiter, who's probably going to be the most helpful to you in those briefings. He's a legal scholar on the Second Amendment, a professor, and has been instrumental during his time as Chief Counsel at getting us to this point. I can assure you that he can handle all of your technical questions. I really appreciate you all being here. I thank you. Robert, I thank you for ensuring our stakeholder groups get the information that they need. For now, moving forward, the proposed and final rules in this regulatory package are going to be sent over to the Federal Register, where they will be published in short order. In the interim, we do have summaries of the proposals on our website, and as soon as they are published in the Federal Register, we will have links to where you can submit your public comments. Finally, as Acting Attorney General Blanche shared, our work is not done. While we are proud of our work that has been done in getting us to this point, this isn't over. The next step will be an open comment period where we invite input on our proposed changes from our industry stakeholders, law enforcement agencies, advocacy groups, and the general public. After today's event, please visit our website, atf.gov, to find out more about the proposals we are signing and sending over to the Federal Register to be published. There you will find information on how to submit comments via regulations.gov. And this Acting Attorney General Blanche shared today is just the first package of proposals to be released. We will work closely with the Department of Justice to continue to review our rules and ensure they are modernized to reflect current practices, to adhere to court rulings, and ultimately to reduce unnecessary burdens on law-abiding citizens and businesses. With that, let's get started with signing.
Oh. Wait, they're signing it right now? Oh shit, yeah, there it is. His first,
All right.
basically
First group
his
of
executive
regulations,
orders as
repeals
ATF
regulations that are
director
inconsistent
now.
with law, including the engage in the business rule, and the stabilizing brace rule, as you mentioned. All right. Second group is clarifying regulations that are clarifying. So these are going to clarify, for example, who is adjudicated for purposes of the mental disability to prevent the disarming of veterans. It is also going to define who constitutes a straw purchaser, and will clarify also how to certain markings for the National Firearms Act. And among the most important rules, will clarify what willfulness means for the purposes of the Gun Control Act and revocation of federal firearms licenses. Thank you. All right. This group of regulations will modernize the current regulations. So it includes a new 4473, which is the firearms transaction form, which will be simpler and less apt of making the kinds of paperwork errors that resulted in the zero tolerance policies of the prior administration. It also authorizes electronic record keeping, and it revises the firearm record retention period from forever to a defined term of years that will be determined through notice and comment, including for the out-of-business records that are currently held by ATF forever. That will be reduced to a specified time period as well. All right, the next group of regulations will align ATF regulations with the law. It includes new provisions that are simpler for interstate transport of National Firearms Act firearms. It also includes some conforming changes in how we process National Firearms Act limitations, and it implements the One Big Beautiful Bill Act regarding the tax remittance.
So they're making a simpler version of form of obtaining a firearm, basically, if you want to buy a handgun or
all right, and the
rifle
final
or
group of
shotgun.
regulations reduces burdens on law-abiding gun owners. This includes, for example, clarifying how gun owners may transport their firearms interstate, particularly when they're going between modes of transportation, such as vehicles to airplanes. It also has a host of other simplifications for the processing of forms under the National Firearms Act, and also recognizes the ability, for example, of spouses to jointly register firearms that they may be in joint possession of.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone's hand, yo. Okay.
Some questions. I want our newly confirmed director of the ATF. I'm happy to take some questions. I know there's a lot going on. I want to try to keep the questions at least primarily to the reason why we're here today. So the ATF regulations are the recent confirmation of the director of ATF, but we're happy to take some questions. Go ahead. Can you just speak up just a little bit? The acoustic's not great.
These rollbacks are very popular with government organizations, but at the same time, it is still important to sending gun control provisions, like disarming people who are regularly using marijuana or those who have other non-violent drug convictions. Is the Justice Department would be considering at all how it will approach non-violent drug?
I can't even.
Yes, of course we are. So we've been doing that for a year and 2 months. Every case is different. The facts leading up to where we are in the litigation is different, whether we're at the district court level, whether we're at the Court of Appeals, the basis for the district court's decision. And so it's not rational, or it's not possible for us to just unwind on a given Monday. We just recently got out of a case 2 weeks ago that had been pending for a long time. And so I think that we've recently argued some cases in front of the Supreme Court. We've had some cases in the Court of Appeals, and this is something that we're looking carefully at case by case to make sure that we are doing the right thing consistent with the Constitution, consistent with the Second Amendment, consistent with this administration's priorities. And so, yes, it's not as smooth as a single day, but it's also not as clunky as taking forever. So I understand that there is shocker leaks around that, but I'm not going to get ahead of the work of the law enforcement. It would not surprise me if it turns out that that our Secret Service agent was shot by the individual who's currently been charged with that crime. But that is something that would be wildly inappropriate for me to comment on beyond saying just that. Just because when we know something, I'm sure that we will let the folks know. But I just want to get that right instead of speculate. Alex. Sorry, which Rob? Scott. Okay.
I was deferring to him immediately. Go ahead. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
I guess my question is, a lot of Second Amendment advocates have been pushing for a lot of regulations. Many of them also pushing for full abolishing of the ATF. I guess as you take on this role, what is your best defense of ATF's continued existence? And that'll happen off topic after that.
Sure. I won't speak for all of them, but I think we have a very good relationship, despite what may go on publicly. We all have to be, I guess, part of a show publicly at times. But I will say that we've all been able to have very good discussions about what their concerns are as to what our concerns are relating to public safety and maintaining a balance without actually using public safety as a crutch to use as an excuse to infringe on someone who is a law-abiding American citizen and us infringing on their Second Amendment rights. I think ATF has historically, and I can say for sure over the past year and a half, under this administration in particular, we've been 1,000% focused on violent criminals and looking to hold people accountable for crimes they commit using firearms illegally or crimes that involve arson or explosives. And we will continue doing that.
So, sort of related to Second Amendment, at the First Amendment question, obviously, in my district and indictments, I wonder if it's Justice Department's position that anybody who posts the numbers 8647 is subject to potential investigation of potential criminal offenses.
Look, every case is different. Every threats case is different, and so that means that there can. What does that mean? That means that the nature of the threat, the person who makes this threat, and then the investigation around the threat. And so you cannot, it would be ill-advised for anybody to compare a particular statement to another statement that appears similar when there's been a thorough investigation. Nobody in this room has any idea what happened during a grand jury investigation between May 15th and yesterday. And so that's reflective of the work that the FBI, the Secret Service, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of North Carolina did. And so I mean, you know that every time that's posted, that number is posted, you know that every time there is a threat against the president, it doesn't necessarily lead to an indictment. It depends. It depends on the investigation. It depends on all kinds of factors. And so it's not, people should be very wary of threatening the life of President Trump, because that is a crime.
Yeah, the reason why they don't want to make any
now,
comments
whether it's a crime
is
that
because they're
we will
still
ultimately
doing
charge,
an
depending on,
investigation.
you mentioned the First Amendment, sure, or
And
other cases or other investigative
right, they're still trying to
steps or things that we learn or things that we uncover from talking to witnesses, reviewing evidence. So I on the one hand, the fact that people are questioning why we would be, that there should be no doubt you cannot threaten the life of the President of the United States. You can't do it, okay? And so beyond that, I'm not going to comment. We've had an indictment returned by a grand jury in North Carolina. I think my understanding is Mr. Comey appeared in court in Virginia today. I'm not sure the schedule beyond that. I haven't caught up to folks about that. But he will be given every single right, every single opportunity to defend his case in court. And the U.S. Attorney's Office should be given every single right to do exactly what they have a right to do as well. Other questions? Yep, ma'am.
Explain the timing of today's announcement. I know some Republicans have supported some of these Republicans.
Yeah, get cold.
Supported some of these regulations that you are now abolishing.
Clean the swamp.
Any fear that these regulations could hurt Mr. Zapata's chances of getting confirmed? And maybe we talk about what types of discussions you had about these regulations with members of the Senate and Republicans.
The timing, I said this in the beginning, I wasn't making it up. It's largely coincidental. I mean, we scheduled this a couple weeks ago. Once we were ready to roll out the regulations, I had hoped that the math would line up so that there could be a signed commission today. It turns out not only is there not a signed commission, but he was confirmed literally moments before we walked out. That's, you know, welcome to Washington. But as far as, yes, yes, of course we talk to members of Congress on both sides of the aisle, people who are for these regulations, people who are against these regulations. That's our job. And what we are trying to do, and what I think what Rob Leiter did, what the ATF did, working with the Department of Justice, is to bring these regulations into a place where they need to be, whether it's compliance with the Supreme Court, compliance with the law, catching up to modernization. I mean, you had situations where that were just, you heard us talk about it in big terms, like we're just allowing for the filing of electronic forms. Shouldn't shock anybody in this room, okay? So there's things like that, and then there's more, there's ones that are maybe considered more controversial. Okay, I mean, President Trump, this administration, this newly confirmed director of the ATF used the Second Amendment as
some of the
nothing other than one of the
on,
most important amendments in our Constitution. It's not a second-class amendment, and so the regulations that we're adjusting today reflect that the policies of President Trump, but they happen to be the policies of the Department of Justice and the ATF as well.
I don't know. I don't know. It was a nothing burger.
How confident are you that these 34 rules are going to hold up to the suit?
You mean whether I have optimism that they're going to survive scrutiny in the courts? That's the question? I mean, look, I went and found the smartest guy in the country who clerked for Justice Thomas and asked him to make sure that we put together regs that are not only consistent with the Second Amendment and our priorities, but also going to hold up in court. I'm confident. I think there's a lot of litigation that's ongoing. The Supreme Court has a couple cases pending right now that we'll get before the end of
Second Amendment.
The end of this term. There's a lot of folks behind me that will let us know if we're doing something wrong or if we're doing something right. There's a lot of folks out there, advocacy groups, that'll do the same thing, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll just take one more question. Thank you for telling me about the Justice Manual. I appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
How confident are you that the impeachment case will result in conviction?
If there's a prosecutor in this country that speaks about what a jury will do, they are not living up to their oath. I know that a grand jury returned a 2-count indictment. I know that this case was investigated for the past year. I do not know what a jury of his peers will do at a trial that will come at some point in the future. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
They're talking about the indictment on the guy who tried to run in and assassinate Trump. This guy. We have a video. I don't know if there's gonna be audio. Probably not. There's like actual CCTV, like camera footage. Is this the guy? Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's him right there. He's checking. He's looking. Look at him. Walking around. Actually, I don't even... he just looks like he's having a normal day here. Oh, is this on the day of? Is this what we're watching? Can you please sign in? Oh no. Oh, I'm good. I work here. What the fuck is he doing? Is he using workout? I'm so confused. Like doing random. Oh, and then he's out. I was what? I'm so confused. I was just. Why was he in there in the first place? Oh, he might have got. Oh, he's in the wrong wing of the place where he was gonna run through. That's why. That's what happened. What? Is he back? Uh-oh. Is he gonna go through this door? Oh, he looks like he's going to it. Oh, he tried to look through to see if there was something. Oh, yeah. He went through it. Did he come back from it? Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, that's it right there. Oh. Did he get a coat? Oh, he probably went back outside and grabbed his gear. Oh, here it is. Oh, dude. Dude, he's gonna walk. As soon as he walks out, oh, there's a fucking dog. Holy. Dude, that's a fucking tough checkpoint, man. Oh, he just runs. Oh my god. He just fucking balls. Dude, he fucking booked it. It's just like, oh shit, I gotta go in like now. Oh my god, what a mad lad. Yeah, it's a death wish, by the way. He's lucky he didn't get fucking shot in the head. With how many people were around? Fucking hell. Ooh. Ooh. Oh man, that guy shot 3 times and missed. I'm surprised they... then you have the other people come. Man, oh, that was close to a crossfire there. Oof. But yeah, there it was.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Plenty of eyes right now in Oakland, California on a trial involving Elon Musk, Sam Altman, OpenAI. Tensions were high today as court dismissed about an hour ago as Musk felt he was being tricked by OpenAI's lead counsel, and they two spoke over one another. The judge actually had to tell each other to calm down. A post from Semaphore saying this and getting some sketches as Elon Musk Musk testifying that Sam Altman stole a charity, was endangering the world by racing toward powerful AI, alleging OpenAI is in a breach of its mission of safety. Let's be joined right now here on Live Now from Fox.
I mean,
Fox
when you
business
have
host Kelly
some
Saberi. Kelly,
AI
thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox.
hallucinating
What
and
more can you tell us about some of these
saying
big
some
moments
crazy
inside
shit
court?
sometimes because you ask
Well,
it
one of the
something,
topics
it's
that
like,
stuck out to me today is Musk's belief that
it's like, come on.
Microsoft had bad
It's a
intentions giving
fucking- it's a
$10 billion
machine,
to
okay?
OpenAI.
It's a search
Microsoft
engine.
is the second defendant
An
in this case.
advanced
Musk
search
says that
engine.
number can't be considered charitable. He says it's just simply too big. Ultimately, he believes Microsoft was out to take OpenAI's ideas for their own gain. Musk is really trying to make the case that when he and Sam Altman started OpenAI together in 2015, they knew just how powerful these computers
So
would
the
eventually
pictures
become,
is because
and
this
that no
is
single
a
person or
federal
company should be in control of this, and that it would stay a
court
nonprofit.
hearing.
Altman and his company have disputed this.
trial.
They say not only did Musk have
The
the personal
feds.
desire to go commercial himself, they say he even wanted to become the CEO. Trying to counter that idea, Musk said he only wanted to lead the company short term. Safet, who is the lead counsel for OpenAI, pivoted topics to Musk's company xAI, seemingly to draw attention to OpenAI as his competition. Musk admitted that his Grok chatbot falls behind the capabilities of ChatGPT, which OpenAI developed. Another company of his, SpaceX, bought xAI. Now the combined company has the potential to reach a nearly $2 trillion valuation. So court wrapped today with Safet bringing up Musk's affiliation with the White House and David Sachs, who is President Trump's technology and AI advisor, who Musk also knows from his time at PayPal. Back to you.
Some heated moments inside the courtroom. Obviously, Elon Musk yesterday and today. Who do we expect next on the stand? Could it be as tense again?
Well, we're expecting to hear a little bit more from Musk tomorrow, as the cross-examination is not over yet. And then after that, we will hear from Musk's right-hand man, Jarrett Birchall. Right now, he's the leader of Neuralink, which is one of Musk's companies, but he's also been an advisor to the super PAC that Musk leads, and also to actually managing money for his kids, Musk's kids, and their various mothers. So that should be interesting because he has a real knowledge of Musk's character.
Yeah, some major characters in this tech game.
Oh, he's
Kelly,
like
my last
his
question before I let
agent
you go,
in a
if I
sense.
can, because we talk about these players, obviously Elon Musk, Sam
And
Altman.
more.
What would be a success for Elon Musk or Sam Altman? What would a win look like?
Musk is asking for $180 million that will be given to the OpenAI Foundation. That's the charitable arm of the company that actually oversees the commercial part of it. But he also wants to see Sam Altman be removed as CEO, as well as Greg Brockman, who is another co-founder who is currently president of OpenAI. So that would be a win for Musk. He's not going to keep that money for himself. But for Altman, if they ultimately are not found guilty of basically misleading the public and misleading Musk, that will be the win for him. And they can kind of stay in control of what they're doing at OpenAI because they have a lot of competition in this sector at this point.
All right, that is a good description. Kelly, thank you so much. I appreciate your time on Live Now from Fox.
There you go. Oh, wait, did I? That was... Where was this from? Fox News? Oh, yeah, okay. Live Now from Fox. Elon Musk testifies. OpenAI. Sam Altman.
FBI Director Kash Patel hailing the capture of a Chinese hacker as a historic win for U.S. cybersecurity efforts. Chinese national Xu Jiwei appeared in a Houston court on Monday. That's after he was extradited from Italy
Texas.
over the weekend. Xu allegedly stole COVID-19 research from American universities at a critical time during the pandemic. It's also worth noting that she allegedly carried out the hacking on behalf of the Chinese regime. That regime has been accused of withholding critical information about the virus and its origins. U.S. authorities also accuse Xu of being a key contractor for a Chinese hacking group that comprised nearly 13,000 U.S. organizations. China's foreign ministry responded, saying it was strongly dissatisfied with the extradition. It also urged Italy not to act as an accomplice of the U.S. Italy arrested Xu at the request of the U.S. last year. Authorities say it began in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. Under the direction of China's intelligence agency, Xu allegedly hacked American universities, immunologists, and virologists. They were conducting research into COVID-19 vaccines and treatments. Xu was also allegedly involved in hacking hundreds of U.S.-based computers running Microsoft Exchange servers. Among the victims are a university and a law firm in Texas, who faces up to 20 years in prison. Xu's extradition comes amid tensions between President Trump and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The relationship between the two was strained after Italy refused U.S. military aircraft access to a base for operations linked to Iran. Trump told an Italian newspaper, quote, "I thought she had courage. I was wrong." Last week, Meloni said that Italy's ties with Washington were always solid. The Chinese hacker's extradition also comes days after Italy's foreign minister visited China. It's part of Rome's efforts to bolster ties
this is why I
with
should
Beijing.
not take a trip to China. Oh, God. I even called him poo. Wait. Keep referring to China as 100-acre woods. It's like, yeah, I probably should.
I don't like clowns.
Disturbing new statistics show that American stores receive more business after they have been labeled as racist by Yelp. Sweats are getting dumber, and no one knows why.
We lost our way.
Tonight on Eyewitness News, a man who's been in a coma for 23 years wakes up.
Men do not contribute 50% to the creation of life. You as a man do not contribute to pregnancy whatsoever. Just because your sperm happens to be 50% of the baby's DNA does not mean that you contribute at all to the labor required to create the baby. Pregnancy doesn't even start at the time of conception. Pregnancy starts at the time of implantation into the uterine lining.
I would like to point out at this point that they are insinuating that the egg will implant even if it's not fertilized.
You as a man had absolutely nothing to do with that process.
The scary part is there are actually some women out there and some men that will actually buy into this story.
All you did was finish, and now you're acting as if you finishing is somehow creating 50% of the labor required to have a baby. And I'm not gonna act like finishing is a big feat for men. You do it every single day into that nasty, crusty sock.
Well, isn't someone the height of elegance?
Women are 100% responsible for the creation of life and pregnancy.
I almost think that passing biology
Is this
really
the
should be a stronger requirement.
It's not his baby that
the
you're
modern
carrying, it's your baby
feminism
that you're
way.
carrying. Stop giving men the credit for the
these
creation that
feminists
you
bring.
have brought into this world. You deserve to fully 100% take all of the credit because you did that, not him.
Well, isn't that interesting? So I guess that means that men don't owe child support after all. Huh.
Good night.
When you flip on the TV or, whatever media you're using, you're not hearing about the women usually. It's about the men's game. So, that's so critical.
I'll tell you why it's like this. The women got a pool or got paid out from a pool of $30 million from the Women's World Cup. The men would draw from a pool of $400 million, okay? $400 million, $30 million. Why is that? It's because the Men's World Cup generates $6 billion in revenue. The Women's World Cup generates $131 million in revenue. If you want to talk about pay disparity, the Women's World Cup players get paid out 20% of the total revenue. The men get paid out 7%.
Oh God, what have they done?
Yeah, pick it up right now. Let's go. Pick it up, put it back in your truck. You don't litter here. You can't litter here.
I've seen this.
Yeah, put it in the truck.
I've
I'm
seen
gonna
this
watch
before
you.
in the past.
You don't litter here. I'll phone the police.
Actually, I
That's a
think we saw this
$2,000
on
fine.
stream before.
Caught these fucking idiots dumping on Colebrook Road. What pieces of shit.
Yeah, there's literally a dump.
What the fuck is this?
Turban ass foreign invaders. Yeah.
Here people can't.
Dumping their
oh
shit
my
right
God.
into the goddamn
What the fuck?
forest.
This is actually fucking disgusting, man.
Oh man, just dumped all their trash there.
No, I just saw you. I just saw you. Your plastic bag. Plastic bag is garbage.
The fuck are you
That
doing?
is fucking.
Why are you
man.
throwing your shit on the side of the road? Why are you trying to throw your shit on the side of the road?
The Indians?
No! They literally come down into our beach down in Silver Lake and literally shit in the sand. We've had to have news reporters tell people not to shit in the sand, and they're all Indian. They all immigrate here illegally. They're annoying. They work all the jobs in here so people can go get jobs in their own country, and it's hard to understand that. Like if you order food.
Did you date an Indian?
No. Never in my life.
Why not?
I thought we just.
No, but not all of them are like that.
You are your face behind the fucking wheel. Why are you not showing your face? Why not showing your face? It doesn't make any.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. I don't know what.
Oh my God, it's like that in real life. That's so fucking funny. Fucking pussy.
Wait, what did you just call him? Fucking what?
You're going back, pal. No?
Did you just call him a fucking
No,
poochie?
you're going back.
You call him a dog?
It's my country. I'm a fucking. It's not your country.
This
It's never gonna be
this
your
is my country. This is my country. Allah Akbar country.
I'm from Vietnam. Where you from?
I'm from India.
We have the world's third largest supply of uranium, the most rivers to power hydro,
Peace.
the cheapest natural gas anywhere on Earth to power stations. And yet, this year, for the first time ever, Canada is unable to produce enough electricity to supply itself. We have the fourth most oil anywhere on Earth, and yet we are now importing from Saudi Arabia and Nigeria. We have the most oil in the G7.
Yeah,
and
dude,
we are the
everyone's
only G7 country
fucking
without
buying,
an oil
importing
reserve.
their goddamn oil.
We have the most land. we
They
have 10
have
times
so
more
much
land
oil
per person
themselves,
to live
but
on.
they don't use it.
Yeah, we have the fewest homes per capita.
No, they'd
And the bad
rather
news,
make you
I'm
pay
afraid,
more money for your
So would you
fucking
say that
oil.
Canada is a dictatorship now? Like people that we vote for to be conservatives transition like transgenders into liberals? Like how is that a fair system?
Well, it's not a fair system because the last election, 62% of people voted conservative, and we still ended up with a minority liberal government.
Yeah,
how does that work?
How is that even possible?
Right? How does that work?
Well, I mean,
That's
Trump
bullshit.
is
So you
Trump
think
is
that,
a
like,
Democrat, kind
you think
of
the
a
liberals
Democrat
rigged this in a
himself.
certain way on purpose so
I
they can just
mean,
cling on to power? Like it feels like they have like
he's
a
only
death
a
grip on the
Republican in
Canadian
name.
people. Like they just have like a death grip. Yeah, like people don't even like them, but they somehow just like cling on to
I
power.
mean, did you not see his
What you've
like
proposed
first
to
term?
address inflation is
He did
less
he
government
did a
spending
mixture of like
over the
Democrat,
past
Republican
few years. But at the
shit.
same time, you are proposing cutting these gas taxes, which will increase
And he
demand
still has
and
a
therefore
fucking right?
inflation.
Still
Why
kind of
should
has that
Canadians
fucking
trust
soft spot.
your economic credentials?
Even in the second
Sorry,
term.
I don't understand that you're framing there. You say that lowering a tax on gas will increase inflation?
Increase demand for the gas, which again could increase inflation.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I've never heard anyone saying lowering taxes on gas could possibly increase inflation. Exactly the opposite has happened. Every time you reduce gas taxes, go across the provinces that have done this, in Alberta, in Manitoba, and in Ontario, when they reduced gas taxes, inflation in those provinces went down next compared to their neighboring provinces. But, you know, I guess, you know, the Liberal mindset is that the way that you address inflation is through higher taxes. We've seen how that's worked. Canadians can't afford to eat after a year of the Carney Liberals and after a decade of this Liberal government. They can't afford homes after a decade of this Liberal government. So we see that more spending and more taxing by the Liberals makes life impossible for hardworking Canadians. They deserve an affordable and a prosperous country, and that's what Conservatives would deliver.
All these big news corporations are all lying to the people. They're being paid from the higher-ups to lie to the citizens, to push a narrative, to push their propaganda, to manipulate the public.
State.
It's funny when they talk about tariffs. Canada has had tariffs on America for the longest time, for the past 20 years, and yet the news media in Canada will not tell you that. The news media lies through their teeth. CBC, Global News, CTV,
yeah,
ATF,
I forgot we
whatever
still
news
have
station it
those.
is, they all lie through their teeth. They try to
Tariffs
brainwash
on
with
Canada,
propaganda,
right?
and if you can see right through it, you can see how they, you know, do it.
The West is turning into the third world. Mass immigration that's done on purpose for seats and votes for the governments to stay in power is destroying nations. Just look at Britain, Spain, France, Germany, Australia.
Oh, damn, he's calling them all out.
Canada. Don't give a shit about Canada. They only come here for the benefits. Germany. Australia. Look at Canada. Don't give a shit about Canada. They only come here for the benefits. Have their own personal agenda for their own demographic. They are not here to assimilate.
Yeah, we
Mass
still have a
immigration
fucking...
that was done on purpose for the Liberals
oh,
in
it's a
Canada
10%
to stay in power
global
forever.
tariff.
Destroyed Canada.
Destruct system is now activated.
And different percentages in certain sectors of minerals.
Like a fucking massacre. I'm so sick of you. Nike, look at me.
And furniture, it
What's
seems.
your problem?
What the fuck?
God damn it.
Oh, shit! Oh, there you go. Oh,
Jesus!
That dog. Oh, right in the fucking mud, dude. Oh, dogs love mud.
Oh, honey.
Oh, that's gross.
Are you serious right now?
The reason why that's gross is you don't know what kind of fucking shit is in there. I mean, yeah, in extreme circumstances, yeah, you should use it, but still be careful. This is gross. Oh. Oh man, the cleanup on this dog is gonna be fucking... Dude, fluffy dogs to clean. A rough endeavor. Anyways, noxious YouTube. There's a palate cleanser of dogs there. Alleged fraud ringleader accused of leaking documents from jail.
Our future ringleader could now be facing even more legal trouble.
Amy Bach is accused of leaking documents in the case. She is due back in court today. Our Bill Keller live outside the federal courthouse in Minneapolis with all the very latest on what's going on here. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. Well, Amy Bach's trial lasted a full 6 weeks. In the end, she was convicted of all charges, including wire fraud and bribery. Now, the woman who prosecutors call the mastermind behind this pandemic fraud scheme, she's now accused of trying to minimize her role ahead of next month's sentencing. Federal prosecutors say that Bach has been giving her son leaked documents and materials that are being sent to the media and to lawmakers. Prosecutors say that Bach's actions were part of a public relations campaign in an attempt to shift blame in the hopes of getting a lighter sentence. Now, they argue that her conduct is a, quote, flagrant knowing and willful violation of court orders that required access to sensitive documents that must be kept confidential. The judge overseeing her case now setting a hearing for this afternoon to discuss these allegations. Prosecutors want her sanctioned, and they want her banned from accessing documents or contacting her son. Now, of the 79 people who were charged in the stealing more than $250 million of COVID relief funds, 65 have either pled guilty or been convicted at trial. In fact, the U.S. Attorney's Office says this is the largest number of convictions in a single fraud investigation in recent memory.
You can't trust these goddamn
Bach is due in court at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The 45-year-old has been held in the Sherburne County Jail. She awaits sentencing, which is scheduled for May 21st. Back to you guys.
All right, Bill Keller with the latest on that story there. Thank you, Bill.
8:05 is the time. New overnight. Minneapolis police are investigating a deadly shooting on the city's north side. Chief Brian O'Hara says a 69-year-old man was shot and killed about 9 o'clock last night. The shooting happening at a home near 48th and Bryan Avenue North. Officers searched the area, but no arrests have been made so far. Police say the shooting does not appear to be random. They are still working out what led up to this gunfire. Police Chief O'Hara is asking anyone with information to come forward and contact Minneapolis police or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers.